Good morning, good morning, and welcome to the beautiful Garfield Park, which is, in my opinion, the best park in the city of Chicago. We're rolling. As we prepare for a multitude of events coming up this summer, namely we're doing the 13.1 half marathon here coming up this weekend, so our park is getting great use. But today we're here to speak on an even greater component of connecting our young people and members of our community to the World Wide Web. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce our park superintendent, Superintendent Rosa Escareno, who's going to talk a little further about our program. But again, welcome to the best park in the city of Chicago.
Thank you so much, Alderman Irvin. You've been a great partner. My name is Rosa Escareno. I'm the General Superintendent and CEO of the Chicago Park District, and I'm very pleased to be here with Mayor Brandon Johnson, and we're coming into his neighborhood. The 28th Ward Alderman, Jason Irvin. I also want to welcome Public School CEO Pedro Martinez and Howard Sandifer. He's the Executive Director of the Chicago West Community Music Center. And I also, joining us today is William Riley, who is the Chief of Staff for Jahariel Williams, State Representative of the 10th District. Today is a pivotal day for us here at the Park District as we announce the Park District's $8 million equitable investment in broadband infrastructure, not just here at Garfield Park, but at other parks on the south and west side of the city of Chicago. I want to thank Mayor Johnson and Alderman Irvin, along with colleagues of the City Council who supported the Community Recovery Program funding to come to the Park District. These funds have been instrumental to help us deliver on more equitable access and service connectivity to residents. It's really unbelievable to me that in 2024, there are communities like Garfield Park that have gone without proper Wi-Fi. Today, the announcement today is about how parks are bridging the digital divide by expanding broadband access equitably across the city through 60 parks. Parks are more than just meeting spaces and places to recreate and play. For generations, parks really have been the hub of community building and full of kids and community partners like our Park Advisory Council leaders who are here. And although the way we access information has changed drastically over the years, parks remain community gathering spaces where it is important that people connect physically, but now also digitally. The Park District Citywide Broadband and Digital Equity Initiative delivers public Wi-Fi to 60 parks on the city's south and west side, where existing broadband access is limited, including right here at the historic Garfield Park Gold Dome. In addition to the new infrastructure, each park fieldhouse will be equipped with new digital screens and kiosks, which are here right behind me here. These will provide community members who also do not have easy access to their phone to actually walk into these field houses and register and look up resources directly on those kiosks. They will also be able to register in person here at the field house. In many cases, actually, we reserve spaces for families that can't sign on at home to come in person. Now they can do it digitally and in person here at the Park District. These investments are critical, especially in the mayor's priority areas. There are parks, about 20 of them, that are within a mile and a half of these areas of priority. And so this is going to bring greater connectivity in those. This investment will provide connectivity up to 200 yards beyond the field house. That's about 2 football fields. It will also include outdoor antennas in other areas of the park, like the playgrounds, the athletic fields, and patrons who gather there. Work is currently underway as we are completing the indoor installation and infrastructure at 27 of the 60 parks that are slated for improvement. with outdoor Wi-Fi access also being completed by the end of 2024, meaning that this connection is not only going to benefit the parks, but it's going to benefit the entire community surrounding the park. And next year, a network refresh of broadband connectivity will also take place for locations or park locations that were already previously outfitted with Wi-Fi. Beyond enhancing the park patron experience and making parks even more attractive and functional destinations, access to Wi-Fi is truly a human right and something that every individual has a right to in every community. It provides essential information for employment opportunities and the ability to execute life's smallest tasks like finding directions, finding the next restaurant. And communities should not go without that same connectivity that everybody today has a privilege of having. It provides access to educational resources, and today being the last day of school, we cannot wait to welcome kids during the summer. Parks will be bustling with activity, with day campers, leagues, and all kinds of activities. And now kids will actually be attracted to come even more so to the parks because they know their Wi-Fi connectivity will be working. Sorry, parents, yes. So if you're looking for your kids, come find them near the park. And if you live nearby, your connectivity will absolutely be improving. We are so excited to bring this investment and to uplift communities in need, to help combat the social and economic isolation that many communities have been living under. And we are building those bridges to strengthen families, communities, and ultimately the city as a whole get better connected and have the same equitable service that they deserve. And in closing, I just want to thank my staff. I've pushed them very, very hard. Thank you to the IT team, to our capital team for really making sure that we're installing all of this infrastructure throughout the 60 parks by the end of this year. And now I'd like to introduce our community member and partner, Mr. Howard Sanderfield, to speak about his partnership and all the programming that he's doing here at the Park District. Mr. Sanderfield.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am the Executive Director of Chicago West Community Music Center. We're very proud to say that we've been here in this location for 20 years. And this is one of the most exciting and positive events to take place, not only in the Park District, but for our community as well. With this advent of the internet, Wi-Fi, we're talking about community engagement, educational enhancement, and equity. Often our families and students lack really reliable internet service at home and at schools. Well, this is a game changer. They'll be able to come here now, not only the students, but their families as well, to be able to access resources that they weren't maybe able to get before on a reliable basis. We have programs year-round for the young people. We'll be starting a summer program here June 24th. We'll start our fall program by the beginning of September. Then we have a winter program, so it's year-round, and students from this community as well as outside of the community come here for the programs, the music. This is going to be something they're looking forward to. They'll be very excited to know that they can get the internet on their phones, on their laptops in our classes. And so we want to say thank you to Mayor Johnson, the Park District. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much. We really cannot do everything we do without important partners. And now, as I mentioned, today is the last day of school, and we are so excited to continue to build on our partnership and strengthen the partnership that we have with the public schools. And so with that, I want to welcome my colleague, Chicago Public Schools Chief Executive Officer, Pedro Martinez.
Thank you, and thank you again to our superintendent of parks. As she said, I know parents are both probably nervous as this is the last day of school. Children are excited, but I'm excited that as we're finishing school, we also will have many programs, including both in the district and in the parks for our children to participate in. Again, thank you, everyone. Good morning. I want to start by thanking Mayor Johnson for bringing us all together. Under his leadership, we're taking big steps forward to reduce the digital divide here in Chicago. as said earlier, it is amazing that in today's world we don't see connectivity to the internet as a necessity, not a luxury anymore. We launched Chicago Connected back in 2020 and to provide families across Chicago with free high-speed internet. This program has been a huge success, and we're excited to share that we're extending it through June of 2025. This is an automatic extension for families who are already enrolled in the program, and we'll be working hard to enroll families who right now who have families and students in temporary living situations, including our new arrival families. Internet access is a key to helping our students succeed both in and out of our classroom, to break down the digital divide that exists so that it doesn't create barriers for learning. We have so many programs right now through our virtual school. Students can get ahead. They can get access to college credit courses, advanced placement courses. Again, it doesn't work if they don't have internet access. I want to again thank Mayor Johnson for his outstanding leadership and support of our students. And what I'd like to do, everybody, is just say a few words in Spanish, just so for our Spanish-speaking parents to know what's happening today. Gracias y buenos días a todos. Quiero comenzar dando las gracias al alcalde, Mayor Johnson, por reunirnos a todos ahora. Bajo de él, estamos tomando grandes pasos para reducir juntos la brecha digital aquí en Chicago. Iniciamos el programa Chicago Connected en el año 2020, trayendo a las familias de Chicago internet gratis y de alta velocidad. Este programa ha sido un tremendo éxito y nos complace informarles que los vamos a extender hasta el 30 de junio del año 2025. Esta es una extensión automáticamente para las familias, así que no tienen que hacer nada y ya que si están inscritas ahorita en el programa, así que no tienen que hacer nada, automáticamente van a estar extendidas. También vamos a trabajar duro para inscribir las familias de estudiantes en situaciones viviendas temporales y que incluye nuestras familias que son recién llegadas. El acceso del Internet es un clave y es un derecho para ayudar a nuestros estudiantes a alcanzar el éxito dentro y fuera de las aulas y tumbar las barreras digitales que impiden el aprendizaje. Ahorita tenemos muchos programas digitales, pero nuestros niños no pueden acceder a esos programas si no tienen acceso al Internet. Quiero agradecer otra vez al alcalde Johnson por el líder que es y el apoyo de nuestros estudiantes. Y ahora quiero introducir nuestro alcalde, el Mayor Johnson. And now it is my honor to introduce our amazing Mayor Johnson.
Thank you, CEO Martinez. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Alderman Irvin, for your leadership. Thank you, Mr. Sandifer, for your leadership and your commitment to the people of Chicago. And we're glad to have Westside Will hanging out with us today. And of course, to our Superintendent Escarreño, thank you for your vision. This opportunity for us to celebrate the expansion of internet access across the city is a remarkable testament to our commitment to building a better, stronger, and a much safer Chicago. You know, being in this room, I can't help but just reflect on how my children benefited from the Park District of Chicago. In this very room, my children grew up here. And I was wondering this week why my kids were waking up so early for school this week. And then it dawned on me it was the last week of school. I didn't have to wake anybody up. They were excited to get out. And in very short time, this room would also be filled with bright minds who are excited about the summer. You know, I also want to acknowledge the city's Director of Digital Equity, Christian Taylor, who is here today. Can you all give it up for Christian? You know, he's really leading my administration's efforts to close Chicago's digital divide, and I really thank him for advancing in his commitment to this work. There is simply no way to fully participate in the 21st century global city and economy without the internet, just no way to do it. And so, why then do so many residents struggle with the lack of internet access? And how can we expect people of Chicago to succeed without these very basic tools? So today's announcement that we are implementing public Wi-Fi in 60 park spaces throughout the city, especially in communities that need this access the most, is a great step forward in our overall commitment to delivering a better broadband infrastructure. At present, we have implemented Wi-Fi access 27 parks located on the south and west sides of the city. And out of the 60 total parks selected, 19 or 20 of them are strategically located within 1.5 miles of my mayor's office of community safety priority block groups. So we're not just providing this internet Wi-Fi access unintentionally. We're being thoughtful about where disinvestment has occurred, where other administrations have been intentional about disinvesting in people. My administration is intentional about investing in people. And those priority block groups are the areas of our city we've identified that struggle most severely with community violence. And therefore, we need to show them the most love. This Wi-Fi is another important tool that will empower the people of Chicago to better engage in our communities, as well as our economy. And then, of course, this will ultimately strengthen our city. While the Wi-Fi is implemented within the field house buildings and outside the park spaces where residents can congregate, this, of course, will have an entire community benefit. This $8 million investment in Wi-Fi access is part of our larger digital equity plan, wherein we are funding and prioritizing public Wi-Fi placement in the least connected areas of our city. Another part of that digital equity plan that I'm proud to announce today that involves our Chicago Public Schools, or the Chicago Public Schools Chicago Connected program, as our CEO has already spoken to. This program was born out of the pandemic when our city had to transition to e-learning. And it became clear that 1 in 4 CPS students did not have access to the internet at their home. So it is the first of its kind program in the nation. Chicago is leading the way. This is the first of its kind in the nation, and one of the largest efforts by any city in the country to provide equitable internet access, particularly to our students and those who have been set at the margins. Chicago Connected was funded for 4 years thanks to a partnership created by CPS, the internet service providers, community organizations, and of course, many philanthropic entities. But it was set to expire this summer. And so that's why this program is so widely successful, because it has provided services to over 40,000 CPS families, impacting 228,000 students. And so it is with that and the needs of our students and families, and having that in mind, is why we're proud to announce my administration will be investing $4 million in grant funding for the Chicago Connected program for another year. We're going to utilize the funds from the American Rescue Plan Act. We are reaffirming the importance of this program and keeping our students engaged and online. The families who are enrolled in this program will remain enrolled. Additionally, students living in temporary living situations, including our newly arriving students, they may apply to enroll as well. Finally, our commitment to equitably providing internet access and improving our city's broadband infrastructure will continue so that all people and students of Chicago have the tools that they need to progress and to lead prosperous lives in our city. Empowering residents and students with this essential service, it's a vital step towards building, again, a better, stronger, and a much safer Chicago. I'm grateful to the Chicago Park District, to the Chicago Public Schools for leading on the 2 exciting announcements that we are celebrating today. I'm also grateful to our community, the philanthropic community, our community corporate partners who are continuing their support to drive this mission to provide internet access. Let's further use these partnerships to build new ones. These examples that we are displaying today will give confidence, not just to the people of Chicago for government, but it will provide confidence in the people of Chicago to know that all of us are working together to make sure that every single child, every single family has access to all of the resources and services that they need. God bless you all. God bless the greatest city in the world.